Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is your host, Alfred Mendoza for Tridias Media. And tonight we're going to be talking about a very important topic that's very timely. And this is none other than COVID. What happens when COVID hits home? And unfortunately, last April, our family had to deal with the dreaded disease. And it actually affected no one else but my wife and my two children. So this episode is going to touch on what happens when COVID hits, what is an actual experience or a narrative when with a COVID patient, and what takes place during recovery or post COVID. Now, as a disclaimer, we just like to make it clear with everyone that this is our personal account, our personal experience of COVID. COVID is something that's very unpredictable. Some people are symptomatic, some are hit with mild symptoms, moderate, and unfortunately to some, wild and extreme that eventually leads to death. Now, we're doing this episode so that we could spread more awareness on how we could stop COVID finally on its tracks, and how we could also help when something like this happens to your homes. Now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to my partner, my wife, uh, and I'm very thankful that she's still around. My wife,
Is
Pia.
still around. Hi, Dad. Hi, everyone. Namiss namin kayo. Magaling na ako. Back in fighting form. I'm actually here back in the studio. So, yeah, pag-usapan natin. I think this is a very important conversation kasi ang totoo, meron talagang fear. Alam mo yon, may stigma. Ikaw, tingin mo, Dad, would you agree to sa sinasabi ko? Meron talagang stigma yung pag nabalitaan na, huy, may positive dyan sa bahay na yan. O anong ano mo doon, take mo doon. Let's use that as our parang starting point in the conversation.
Well, unfortunately, that is the usual case. Parang pagdating sa mga tao pag may nalaman na COVID positive patient sa lugar nila, parang may ketong, 'di ba? Kinatatakutan. Tapos yun ding may COVID mismo, natatakot ipaalam sa nakararaming tao
Nahihiya,
na
nahihiya,
nahihiya.
ipaalam, oo.
Correct. And sa totoo lang, hindi nakakatulong yun sa komunidad.
Right. Because we are in the midst of a pandemic. Ibig sabihin, buong mundo nakaka-experience nito at milyong tao ang may COVID. So ang di ko maintindihan, is this a cultural thing? Is it a Filipino mindset thing na, oy, nakakahiya, nakakatakot yan. Parang, or are we really misinformed? Are we getting news from the wrong sources? Panay-panay lang social media, Facebook, ganyan lang. Hindi ba tayo nakakapag-connect dun sa, dun sa dapat talagang mga source? Sino yung mga yon? Yung mga countries na mas advanced sa pagre-research about COVID? Doctors, scientists, ano sa tingin mo yung may gap may gap. Yun yung na-experience ko.
To answer your question, what you addressed to me is
Mm-mm.
definitely it's a lot of misinformation going on. And the sad fact is there are still a lot of people who do not believe that COVID is real.
Right,
Especially
right.
dito sa Philippines. There are a lot of people, men and women on the street who feel that it's just a hoax or government's way to control movement of people when in fact it's very real. Alam naman natin na sa sarili nating circle marami nang namatay dahil sa COVID, and
Yes, we have lost friends, no?
we have
Mm-mm.
lost friends, family,
Parents of friends, marami
yeah,
tayong alam niyan.
during the time of COVID and during the time that you were sick. So
Yes. Right,
it's
right, right.
something that's also very difficult to deal with when you're stricken with the disease. What makes it more complex is the fact that there are a lot of people getting sick, and their medical issues are not addressed simply because the hospitals are really overwhelmed already.
Totoo
So
yun.
I
Totoo
think
yun.
people may discount the fact that hindi naman namatay dahil sa COVID. Hindi lang naggamot sa ospital dahil maraming COVID patients. But at the end of the day, it is COVID that denied that person of care or treatment because of the fact that hospitals are already overwhelmed.
Oh,
Ad,
overstretched na talaga yung
yeah,
mga doctors, lahat yung mga nurses, the frontliners. These are people also. They have families, di ba? And they are really, sila talaga yung exposed. And I know of hospitals who have, na-lockdown sila kasi whole departments nag-test ng positive. Sino yung mga yon? Yung nasa triage, yung mga guard, yung mga, yung mga nasa accounting. Totoo yan. And syempre, yung mga tao punta sa hospital, may limit yan eh. A hospital is a physical, structure run by people. So may mga limits yan. Yun yung hindi yata naiintindihan ng maraming tao. And if you notice, di ba, I keep on telling the kids, huwag kayo masyadong malikot kasi if we have an accident, kunyari may na balian sa bahay natin, we can't just go to the ER. It's a risk. It's like you're putting yourselves at risk. So, extra ingat doon sa mga those who have kids at home or sa sarili nyo rin. Diba? Be alert, be aware. Huwag na kayong dumagdag dun sa sa already full load ng mga hospitals at ng mga doctors and nurses natin. Kumbaga, do your part din. Hindi wag na natin silang bigyan ng extra work. Now, if you're healthy, 'di ba? Kung able-bodied ka, kaya mong mag-work from home, yung family mo, masusupport mo by working from home, just stay at home. Kung di naman importante yung lakad. If your company gives you that option na work from home, just do that to be safe. Basically, what I'm saying is dapat dito tulong-tulong tayo eh. It's not gonna end so quickly. Ang tingin ko dito sa Philippines is gonna take like a couple more years bago tayo makabalik sa normal. Pero wala na yung normal na yun, the old normal. We have to adjust to this. COVID is here. COVID is here to stay and we have to adjust. Yun ang paniniwala ko based on my research and my conversations with doctors, with experts, with the real frontliners. So do you want me to share the timelines natin?
Actually ang nangyari I think this is something that I guess a lot of COVID patients, if they have the means to do so, should share. No, siguro
Yes.
why are we doing this? First, to inform people that COVID is real, but second, more than anything, to also share our story that it more than aside from the symptoms of the disease physically, it's
Mm-mm.
also a very mental and emotional battle. I mean, that goes along with it. But
It's a test. It's a
yes,
test of your
yeah,
faith
yeah,
and of your family's kumbaga strength.
yeah,
I think that's it.
yeah. So siguro I guess let's go straight to
Yeah,
to
yeah.
our COVID story, no? So
Okay. So I'll take you back to April 3. April 3, our son, who's 10 years old, started having low-grade fever, okay? For one night, overnight lang. And then the next day, he started having mild cough, tapos sipon.
sipon, yeah.
Okay, so this is April 3. Okay? April 6, a couple of days after, so ito na, nung April 3, syempre nagmamask na siya. Tapos, we alerted everyone na in the house. Now, take note also na dito sa sa house namin, my mother-in-law, Alfred's mom, lives on the first floor. She has her own living space. Tama ba? Oh, tama. She has her own living space separate from ours. Kami yung nasa second floor, third floor kami yon. So, mabuti na ganun yung setup, 'di ba, Dad? Kasi
Yeah,
iwalay na siya sa atin and then she has her own staff.
correct.
So April 3, tapos move tayo sa April 6. Ako na yon. I had headache, low-grade fever, tapos yung unexplained fatigue. Parang pagod ka, parang nag-marathon or nag-workout na hindi naman, pero basta pagod ka, ganun. Pag unexplained fatigue, Tapos, nung day 3 to 4, day 3 to 4 ko, I had very mild diarrhea, and I noted down, those are like 3 trips to the banyo for mild diarrhea. Tapos, ang isang symptom ko pa was nausea, but no vomiting. Nausea meaning, parang nasusuka. For those of you who have been pregnant before, parang morning sickness, parang naduduwal. Yun pala yung term, naduduwal ka. Pero hindi natutuloy. It's kind of hard to explain, pero yung parang nasusuka. Tapos, in my case, hindi ako nasusuka. So, I think blessing yun na, I was eating, I had my appetite, I was keeping my fluids down. Hindi ko siya sinusuka. So, hindi ako nanghihina, hindi rin ako nag-dehydrate. Same with our 2 kids, ganyan. Tapos, I had mild cough. Okay? Ngayon, yung daughter namin, around April 7, she started showing, complaining of sore throat. Diba? Sore throat, tapos parang masakit daw yung joints niya. But April 7, we were already, treating her symptoms. Ngayon, so 3 yun. Now, take note na day 1 pa lang, I think I'm really just lucky kasi yung dad ko, Dr. Ed Rivera, my dad is a doctor. So meron akong access to a physician for our family. Kahit remote, kasi I don't see him naman. Phone, video, WhatsApp. Meron akong professional na nakakausap. And then, Alfred, you were also consulting, di ba? Your cousin, si Ate Lori. Yeah. And another doctor.
I was consulting si Dr. Lori Mendoza and
Right.
a good friend also si Dr. Renan Acosta. So we had 3 doctors on board.
Through phone siya, nagtatanong siya, ganyan, nag-update. So it's good na meron kaming access to those doctors and that my dad is a doctor. And when I reported to him of our symptoms, siya, very, kalma lang. Sabi niya, okay, what are the symptoms? This is what you're gonna do. First, mask. Everyone should mask up in the house, diba? Next, don't eat together as much as possible. I was eating dun sa sa work area ko sa terrace. Malayo, hindi ako sumasabay sa pagkain. Tapos yung mga namin, utensils namin, actually, tsaka ako naghuhugas. Yung manang namin, na sobrang lucky kami kasi yung dalawang mga ate sa house namin, talagang, sila, hands-on. Naku, binabanlian pa nila yan as an extra precaution. Binabanlian pa nila. Although, simple, soap and water is, good enough, pero okay yun na meron kayong hiwa-hiwalay na, yung COVID positive patients will have their own utensils. So, isa yan doon sa mga ng dad ko, sinabi niya na gawin. Tapos, syempre, yung do not converge. Now, I know even the PGH says dapat yung COVID patient, nasa isang kwarto lang siya, dadalan siya ng food. Diba? Yun ang sinasabi nila, na i-isolate. Ayun, if you look at it on paper, yeah, sounds doable. But if you have 4 kids who are under
10 years old.
10 and until 3 pababa, 4 yun. Mahirap gawin yun because they are, and take note, yung mga anak namin na nag-positive, hindi sila lethargic, hindi sila weak. They were okay. They were playing.
Active, yeah.
They were happy. So it was impossible for us to isolate them na, hey, diyan ka lang sa kwarto mo Ikaw diyan ka lang. Don't go near your sister. That was hard. It's really hard if you live in one
house.
If you're one family. Mahirap yun. So, ang ginawa nga namin, nag-mask kami. Tapos, nag-physical distancing kami. And lucky kami na yung bahay namin, we are not dependent on air conditioning. Malalaki yung windows namin. We can, like yung sliding door, nabubuksan namin yung windows namin, malalakad siya. So talagang, yun, I think by design, by design yun talaga yung gusto namin. At pang isang naging important factor, yung mother-in-law ko, na-secure siya agad. Nailipat siya sa house ng brother ni Alfred. So, because, bakit yun important? From the beginning of this pandemic, alam namin na siya ang pinaka-at risk
vulnerable.
dito sa pinaka-vulnerable because she's, how old is mommy?
81. She's 81.
Turning 82 at the end of the year. So, ingat kami sa kanya. To the point na, pinanood mo sa kanya, Dad? I-share mo sa kanila. Pinanood ni Alfred ng
explainer on what COVID is about, no? Kasi medyo abstract na sa mga non-medical practitioners kung ano ba talaga yung COVID. So,
COVID-19
research kami sa YouTube, nakita namin yung mga explainers na cartoons.
Designed for kids,
yeah,
actually.
And then we made her watch it so that she could be more aware of what COVID is about.
And not just her, even her caregivers
niya, yung staff niya.
Para mas maintindihan nila, ano ba itong pinag-uusapan na COVID-19? Because it sounds scary, but it's abstract. Because last year, di ba, nasa China, ganyan, pero it wasn't here, it wasn't felt yet. Nagbabadya pa lang, magsisimula pa lang. And the government was saying, don't panic, it's nothing, you know, hindi tayo magsasara ng airport kasi baka ma-offend yung mga Chinese. So, which I didn't understand. Parang walang sense of urgency
to close the borders.
Pero pag tiningnan mo dun sa international news outfits, yung mga CNN, BBC, you know, they were talking about the seriousness of this new disease. Pero it seemed like sa Pilipinas, wow, chill na chill, di ba? Chill lang. Wala masyadong parang, sense of urgency, zero. And I'm gonna say that because it's in the news. You can research it. It's there. Hindi naghanda yung government natin. The national government is parang, ano ba sila? Parang non-existent. Parang sila kasi yung nagiging natin, dapat, di ba, mag-guide sa atin. Pero wala masyadong binigay na clear
guidelines.
Wala.
Walang plan talaga.
Chill lang, huwag kayo mag-alala. Hindi yan mapupunta dito sa atin. Di ba? Alam niyo yan. Okay? So, balik tayo doon sa timelines, para meron lang tayong backgrounder of what's happening. So, yun nga, na-move na yung mommy ni Alfred. So, safe na siya. So, natutuwa kami na. And then she was administered the PCR test. Negative. Caregivers, negative. So, good, di ba? Negative. Kasi, kami, nung umpisa pa lang, early onset pa lang nung symptoms nung mga bata, tsaka ako, hindi na kami talaga bumababa dun sa first floor, space ng mom ni Alfred. So, yun ang important na, yung awareness, I think, tsaka mindfulness of what's happening to the people in your house. Yeah, you have to be alert. Hindi lang yung sa sarili mo lang, kailangan yung staff, yung mga bata, check. Kailangan mag-check kayo parate. All the members of the household, kumbaga. Tapos, na tayo? Bakit kami hindi agad nagpa-test? Okay ba yun yung next ko i-discuss?
Yeah.
Hindi kami agad, kasi yun yung ng timeline. Hindi kami agad nagpa-PCR test because my dad was saying, okay, so let's treat this as a COVID case.
Right away, yeah.
Right away. So, sige, sabihin na natin na kayo, COVID positive tayo. Kayo dyan, even without testing yet. So, we're gonna address the symptoms. As in, ganun ka direct to the point and ka hands-on. Nilatag ko yung symptoms, sabi niya, no need to panic. Are there special medicines that we need to take? None. If you have fever, take paracetamol. If you have, cough, take something for cough. Kasi mild nga lang So, remember, mild lang yung cases namin. So, we were really just treating yung mga symptoms. So, kami, pati yung mga bata, to lessen the viral load, kasi may mga cough na, tsaka sore throat, nag-gargle sila with, salt and warm water. At saka ng Bactidol, 3 times a day. just to lessen the viral load, loading up kami on fruits,
Vitamin
vegetables,
C,
vitamin C,
calamansi juice.
right? Tapos
Yeah.
multivitamins.
Yeah.
And you're resting here in the house. We just wanted time to ride this out. Kasi buti na lang nga na, di ba dad, buti na lang nga na, anong tawag dito, mild yung cases
Correct.
na pwede natin i-manage
At
sa
home.
house. So April 13, kami, home service.
RT-PCR test. Yeah.
Sa bahay. So it was a private, anong tawag doon sa, ano name ng ano natin, nag-test sa atin?
Home health link. Health link.
Oh, yeah, Health Link. So
Yeah.
they went here, April
Actually,
13.
actually two reasons why we decided to do home service kesa pumunta sa ibang testing facility. One, kaya kami nagpa-home service kasi kung wala naman kaming COVID, baka makakuha pa kami ng COVID sa testing center. Number
Tama.
two, kung may COVID naman kami, baka kami naman yung makahawa sa
Manghawa.
testing center. So,
Right.
medyo may kamahalan magpa-home service. Ang average price para lang sa kaalaman ng mga tao, no, ng home service, home testing, it ranges anywhere between 4,200 to 5,500 pesos.
Right.
Yung expense pag nagpa-home service ng RT-PCR. Yung RT-PCR ang gold standard pagdating sa testing. Kumbaga, yun yung pinaka-accurate. Now, yun yung two reasons. Now, kung ayaw nyo naman gumastos at gusto or medyo may kamahalan niya, gusto nyo makatipid, pero gusto nyo ng peace of mind at may sintomas na kayo, kung pupunta kayo sa mga testing centers, pumunta kayo ipaalam nyo muna sa barangay. Kasi dito
Right.
sa Quezon City, as of late, meron na, may ginagawa na daw ngayon si Mayora Joy Belmonte na pag in-advise ang ilang mga barangay, susunduin yung mga may sintomas,
Tama.
tapos iti-test for free. So kung nakakaramdam na kayo at may symptoms na kayo, ipagbigay alam nyo na kaagad sa barangay para nang sa gayon, matest na kayo kaagad. Di kung wala kayong COVID, di mabuti, at kung meron kayong COVID, mabuti rin naman at alam nyo na kaagad para unang-una ma-address na yung symptoms, maagapan, at pangalawa, hindi na rin kayo makahawa. Kasi minsan, kahit na hindi naman masyadong masama ang pakiramdam nyo, pwedeng asymptomatic or mild lang kayo, ang mahirap doon, mas nakakahawa actually yung asymptomatic or yung mild cases kaysa sa wild cases. Kasi active nag-iikot pa rin yung mga merong mild or asymptomatic
Right.
Hindi nagkakanda-kalat-kalat yung COVID.
At saka yung iba, hindi nila alam that they're
Correct.
sick. You will
Correct.
only, kung asymptomatic ka, malalaman mo lang na COVID positive ka kung nag-test ka. So, important din dito kasi yung awareness and I think mindfulness of how you're feeling. Kasi kunyari, meron kang headache, headache lang to Parang hindi mo siya masyadong iindain. O yung mga papasok sa work, pumapasok pa rin sa work, wala lang,
kailangan kumita Kailangan, di ba, kailangan magtrabaho which is understandable.
And that's understandable. Understandable yun. Pero important din na maging honest ka sa pagre-report. Nag-test kami dito sa bahay 13.
April 13.
Sa dami, April 13, sa dami na nagpapatest, our results came out late afternoon, April 15.
Yes.
Pero normally, 24 hours, you'll get your results. So, pero sa dami, update kami na update, wala pa. Late afternoon ng April 15 na lumabas yung results. So, sabi doon sa results, positive ako, positive yung son namin, negative si Alfred.
Yeah.
So, yay, parang gano'n. Negative siya. Kasi, yung head ng family, kailangan talaga, yung presence niya talaga, kailangan talaga. Yun yung na-experience ko dito na, yeah, you really have to work as a team. Oo, meron ang may positive, pero hindi titigil yung, yung buhay nyo dahil sa may COVID You really have to, move forward together as a family. So, important yun na kausapin niyo yung mga tao sa bahay niyo, inform them. So, morning of April 16,
Correct.
I I self-reported. As in, kinonta ko yung namin, kagawad in charge. Ang maganda dito, nakatira kami dito sa Quezon City, sa Sikatuna
Barangay
Village.
Sikatuna Village, yes.
Yeah. Very active yung namin, barangay officials. In fact, last year, nung nag-declare na nga na this is a real problem na we are in the midst of a pandemic, nag-start sila ng isang program. Ang title ay Race to Zero. So, siya, information campaign. Oo. Lahat sila dun sa team ng namin, barangay captain namin, si barangay captain Annabel Coracho, lahat sila, ang goal nila is to, yun nga, keep barangay Sikatuna
COVID-free.
COVID-free. So,
Yeah.
maganda yun kasi early on, yung mga taga dito na ito pala yung, ganito pala yung mga sintomas. So, meron ng awareness. Okay? So, balik tayo. Morning of April 16, I contacted Kagawad Maureen Lacanlale. Siya yung kagawad in charge sa street namin. So, meron na talagang specific kagawads na in charge. So, sinabi ko, kagawad, yan, nagpakilala ako, o magkakilala na kami. So, I said, ito yung symptoms, ganyan. Sabi niya, okay, ma'am, expect a call from Kapitana today. Kapag nandun na siya sa barangay hall. Alright, so report na, di ba, na-report ko na. Before lunch, she calls me. The barangay captain calls me and says, oh ma'am, kamusta na kayo? Ganun. So, meron ng reporting na dino-document na kami, and she said, submit all the names of the people in your house. Tapos nagbigay siya ng ano yung mga details na kailangan. So, name, birthday, age, all the usual stuff. So, I did that. Ano lang to so phone call, text. Yun ang namin, yun ang engagement namin. Phone call and then text. So, same day na yun, nag-coordinate na rin yung si Kapitana Coracho for the swab testing of the other household members dito sa bahay namin. So, sino yun? Yung dalawang helpers namin, yung dalawang ates, tapos yung 7-year-old daughter namin. Okay? Kasi she's showing symptoms already. Ngayon, meron kaming dalawang younger kids. Do you want to discuss that? Meron kaming 5-year-old and 3-year-old. Discuss mo yung case nila. They cannot be.
Yeah, actually tinanong din natin doon sa nagte-test sa home service. Sabi nila, ayaw nilang i-test, hindi sila nagte-test nung any child below 6 years old because of trauma. So, hindi na namin pinatest talaga yung dalawa kasi nga unang-una.
And according to the barangay,
at saka sa barangay,
7 years old daw ang nila starting.
7 pataas ang ang kino-consider nila for essential na matest. Pero pag younger than 6 and below, hindi na nila pinapatest.
They don't.
Yeah.
So anong ibig sabihin nito? Mayroon tayong dalawang loophole sa bahay natin. Diba? Yung dalawang younger kids. Dito sa bubble natin, may dalawang tao pala na hindi nila i-administer ng RT-PCR because of their very young age. So anong sabi namin? Well, then kailangan natin silang tutukan, mas tutukan. Kasi if they're showing symptoms, probably because we live in the same house, probably nahahawa sila. At mahahawa sila, 'di ba? 'Yun ang natin, mindset natin.
Or asymptomatic na sila. Yeah.
Tama. So, same day, nandun pa rin tayo sa April 16, I contacted our homeowners association. In-alert na yung mga barangay tanod namin that our house has, COVID. Tapos, yung mga officers, inform ko na rin, alam nila. In other words, kami mismo yung nag-report sa...
Nagkalat na may COVID sa bahay namin.
So parang bago pa kumalat yung mga chismis, di ba?
Inunahan na namin sila.
Namin kayo. Confirmed. Meron ho kami COVID. And I really don't feel any shame in saying that. Yun ang hindi ko maintindihan dito sa buong ordeal na to. Bakit may parang gano'n na stigma? Meron talaga. Or like, ba't may ambulansya dyan sa tapat ng bahay nila? May ganun eh.
Correct.
Meron talaga. It's real. It's not a figment of your imagination. Totoo yan. Now, move tayo sa morning of April 17. Okay, so nag-coordinate na si Cap for the swabbing, di ba? Morning of April 17, may dumating nga na ambulance dito.
Tapat ng bahay may
Sa tapat ng
ambulansya.
bahay namin with the ganyan. With the lights.
Tapos bumaba, naka full PPE.
Ilang tao yun? 2?
Dalawa lang. Driver at saka health worker. Parehong naka PPE.
Right.
So,
So, ikaw ang kumausap doon,
yeah,
diba? Ikaw.
Nagkaroon pa ng miscom kasi nung time na nagka-COVID si Pia and the kids, peak talaga sa QC. Hindi na daw sila nag-administer during that time ng home service testing. Ano na sila, kailangan na kaming dalhin sa barangay,
Center.
sa health center, sa Balara testing
Oo.
center.
Dahil puno na yung sa Sikatuna.
Puno na yung sa Sikatuna.
Nag-coordinate.
Tsaka sa Barangay Central. So, puno na. Sikatuna, Barangay Central, Peñahan during that week. Ang pwede na lang daw na maka-accommodate ng testing is during that time is Balara for that particular day. So, pinakiusap ko sa healthcare worker at saka sa driver ng ambulansya, pwede bang hindi ko sila isakay sa ambulansya? Sabi ko na lang,
hindi kami comfortable, sabi niya.
oo, kasi ba't ko ni-request yun? Kasi kung wala namang COVID yung mga kasama namin sa bahay at saka yung anak ko, at isasakay sila sa ambulansya, yung ambulansyang yun, ginagamit din for transport ng suspected COVID patients na mga nag-positive din naman, baka doon kami mahawa pa. So, pinakiusapan kong mag-convoy sa ambulansya. Pumayag naman yung ambulansya at yung healthcare worker. So, i-request nyo lang kung meron kayong ganun ding agam-agam, kung may private vehicle kayo, i-convoy nyo na lang ihatid nyo na lang yung for testing.
Right.
Now, yung nangyari doon is pagdating namin sa Balara, tinest na yung mga kasama namin sa bahay tsaka yung daughter namin. Pero tinanong ko rin sa kanila, pwede ba akong magpa-test ulit?
And this is gonna be your second test.
Second swab.
Because nag-April 13 ka na swab pero nag-negative ka.
Negative ako ng April 13. Ang concern ko, baka hindi pa lumalabas yung COVID sa akin or kasi nga, hindi naman tayo nag-isolate nung nagkaroon kayo ng symptoms nung panganay natin, 'di ba? So, and I was staying with you. So, nung April 13 tayo nag-test, negative. Now, 4 days after April 17, sabi ko lang, just to eliminate any doubts and concerns, pinakiusap ko sa testing center and they were very accommodating na iswab ako ulit. So,
sa Balara to. Ito yung sa Balara.
Maganda yung testing facility.
Malinis. Sabi niya,
Kahit
malinis
na may mga taong nauna sa amin, hiwa-hiwala yung mga upuan, hindi dikit-dikit, tapos talagang well-ventilated yung area. No? Kaya hindi naman nakakatakot, maaliwalas. Tapos, mabilis lang din naman yung proseso. Nag-stay kami siguro, pinakamatagal na yung kalahating oras dun sa testing center.
Mabilis yun. Although sabi mo nga hindi crowded, di ba? Sabi mo. Tsaka maganda, parang covered court siya.
Covered court siya. Tapos
hindi siya kulub.
Yung gitna ng covered court, nandun yung parang mga booth ng for testing. Tapos pagkatapos nung testing, kinonvoy kami ulit ng ambulansya pabalik.
The next day, April 18, nakakuha na ako ng phone call from CESU. Checking
CESU?
on us.
Ano yung CESU, P?
Parang City Epidemiology and Surveillance Unit.
Yes.
CESU. Ilalagay natin yan sa baba para makita natin. And then, April 19, mayroon nang nagtumimbre. Mga contact tracers daw sila. Representatives from the DILG. That was morning of April 19. They were doing a wellness check and / interview. So ako yung humarap sa kanila. And ito nakakatawa, share ko lang So they were two very young looking, very young sila, siguro they were in their 20s, two guys.
Contact tracers.
Contact tracers sila. Nakamas, wala nga silang face shield And then they had these pieces of paper and a plastic envelope and a ball pen. Tapos sabi ko, "Hi, ganyan. Anong maitulong ko sa inyo?" ako yung nag-positive, ganyan. Sabi nila, "Ma'am, sige magko-quick interview lang po tayo. Pero pwede ho bang gusto niyo magtago ho kayo dito sa may ano niyo, sa may poste ng gate
Ng gate nyo.
para ho
Hindi kayo makita.
para hindi ho kayo makita ng mga kapitbahay niyo na ini-interview namin kayo." Sabi ko, oh, it's okay. Alam na nila, nag-report na kami. Ganun ho ba? Parang gulat na gulat sila. So ako parang, oh, weird naman ito. Pinapatago mo ko kasi
Baka malaman ng mga
iniisip mo,
kapitbahay.
nakakahiya for me. Di ba? Of course, I didn't take offense. Alam ko na, meron talagang stigma eh. And then they were asking me for the same information na hiningi sa akin ni
Ng
barangay,
barangay.
ng barangay na sinubmit ko na. No, so I told them, ang dami namin dito. Ano kami, for adults, for children. Tama ba?
Tama, for adults, for
For
children.
adults, for children. Ngayon, kung bibigay ko na naman sa'yo isa-isa, gusto niya isulat dun sa mga papel with the ballpen. Kung ibibigay ko sa'yo, isa-isa yan na naman, redundant na, at baka mahawa kayo sa akin. Sabi ko, so let's make this, let's make this quick and bigay mo na lang sa akin yung, yung number mo. I will text you. I promise that I will text you pag sarado ng gate. Akit ako, alis na kayo. I will text you all the information na finorward ko na kay barangay cap. Tapos gulat na gulat siya, ganun ho ba? May kopya na yung nyo, yung barangay hall nyo. Oo, si kapitan ang pinagsubmitan ko. Paano nyo sinubmit? O di text, sabi ko sa kanya. Okay, give me your number, sabi ko doon sa contact tracer. Binigay niya, within, a few minutes, copy, paste, send. O di nandun na sa kanya. Imbis na, nagsusulat sa mga pieces of paper. Ganyan ang contact tracing dito sa atin. Pieces of paper. Di ba? Well, sa ibang bansa, anong gamit nila? App, di ba? Through the phone.
Codes.
QR codes. So ako parang, wow, we're really so, yun yung tumatakbo sa isip ko, we're really so behind in this COVID game. Ang bagal natin. So kami, home quarantine, itong mga contact tracers, pakita ko lang din sa inyo, sila yung nag-serve ng, kita niyo ba? Yan. Sila yung nag-serve ng, ang tawag dito ay isolation/quarantine order. So nakasulat lahat ng members ng household nyo. Tapos syempre contact number, address, tapos ano ang prescribed para sa amin? Dadalhin ba kami sa isolation facility? Sabi, nakalagay dito home quarantine, sabi. Tapos pumirma sila, date of onset or swab date, tapos end date. So, ibibigay nila sa itong piece of paper na naka-photocopy lang. Okay, so binigyan na ako. Okay, tapos. May tumawag through phone, kinonfirm na out of the ilang kayo sa Balara? 4 kayong nagpa-swab. Oo. Ano daw, si 7-year-old daughter ay nag-positive. Okay? Pero hindi na tinatanong ko, ano yung results ng tatlo? Wala ho sa amin yung mga papeles ng tatlo. Sabi ko, yeah, pero nagpa-test sila magkakasama, same location, same date, sabi ko. Wala ho kasi sa amin yung dokumento. So, inassume ko, bakit? Kasi ang pinapatawagan lang ho sa amin yung mga positive. So, sabi ko sa sarili ko, ganun nakadami talaga yung cases, during that time. Kasi, imagine to physically call each person, positive ka, ikaw negative ka. So hinihimay na lang nila sino yung mga positive, tawagan natin. Ganon. So that April 22, yung phone call na yon ng SESU ulit. And then nag-advise sila na you have to be under home quarantine, ganyan. Sabi ko, alam ko na kasi meron na kaming isolation order. Pero itong isolation order na to, 2 pa lang kami nagpo-positive. Sabi ko, through phone. So, itong anak ko na pangalawa na itinawag mo sa akin, hanggang quarantine date. Sabi ni SESU rep sa phone, April 30. So, technically, yung buong bahay namin will be on lockdown until April 30 kasi second batch nga lumabas yung daughter namin to be positive. So, okay, sabi ko, we follow that. April 30, walang lumalabas. Walang umaalis. Everything is choreographed na i-deliver, yung mga marketing, like lahat ng kailangan namin, grocery, ganyan, mga fruits and vegetables. Basic lang naman eh. Alam mo dito sa pandemic na to, talagang pinapakita sa'yo na basic lang yung mga kailangan mo eh. Tama, Dad? Anong
Don't
take mo
need
doon?
much. Yeah. It's
Yeah, you don't need much.
yeah. You don't even have to go out naman talaga kasi ang dami ng ways to get produce, to get food, no? Meats, vegetables,
Medicine.
fruits, medicines.
You can,
Uh,
yeah.
ang isa sa mga definitely advice sa akin ng brother ko na na-appreciate ko talaga is Mercury drug, Viber. Walang app ang Mercury pero may Viber sila.
Yeah, we
And
tried that.
ang
Yeah.
delivery charge ng Mercury drug is 100 pesos.
Yeah.
So, walang pila-pila na doon. Kukunan mo lang ng litrato yung reseta, forward mo sa kanila.
Right.
Ihahatid nila sa yung mga gamot, no? Actually pati grocery kung kung may mga items na meron dun sa Mercury Drug
Oo, kasi
outlet
meron
na
silang mini
kinontak mo.
grocery, di ba?
Yeah, pwede ka pati
Mag-order kami
shampoo.
ng mga Lysol, mga extra cleaning aids.
Yes.
Although meron na kami, but we wanted extra. Kasi nga, excuse me, buti na lang na mild yung cases namin dito sa bahay. So, tuloy lang. We kept on cleaning, disinfecting, ganyan. I'd like to share din ano yung mga tools namin, basic tools sa house. Can I show this?
Yeah.
Ito yung aming, scanner. Several times a day, we check.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Pag bumili ka, niyan sa, binili natin yan sa Shopee, Lazada. Hindi yan paid ad, hindi to paid ad. Pero take note, pag umorder kayo niyan, make sure bumili na rin kayo ng baterya. Kasi halos lahat ng binibentang ganyan, walang kasamang baterya. So, bili na rin kayo.
Ito sa Shopee ko to in-order na ni-recommend ng kaklase ko. It's made in Japan. Ano siya, of course, yung Oxymeter, no? It says yung oxygen levels mo, which is important, tsaka yung pulse rate mo. So, yan yung mga namin.
Yun yung magandang klaseng oximeter kasi may mga oximeter na sablay. Siguro we'll also include the link, P, yan na natin yung link, no? Isama natin yung link for those two devices, yung yung thermometer at saka yung oximeter na ginamit niyo.
Do you also want to share na nag-invest tayo sa oxygen?
Yes, yun pala. Inalok din ako ng brother ko kasi nag-invest siya sa oxygen tank at saka sa oxygen yung oxygen yung mismo regulator. Oo. So bumili kami ng 2 oxygen tanks at saka regulator just in case kailanganin.
In case backup.
Yeah,
you never know, 'di ba?
So we actually we have 2 oxygen tanks and a regulator, an oxygen regulator, and oxygen mask on standby just in case.
Buti, hindi namin siya kailangan, but it's
ginamit.
there. It's there, So ito na, natapos na yung aming home quarantine because today is May, what is today that we're shooting this?
Today is May 2.
May 2 na. So nag-end yung home quarantine namin nung April 30. Okay. Anong dinala to? Okay. Mine and my son's. Dalawa yan. Nakalagay dito. Ito ay ang certification from the barangay. Nakalagay Barangay Sikatuna Village certification. Sinasabi na kami ay naka-recover. At sumunod kami dun sa 14-day home quarantine dahil nga nag-positive kami. Ito yun, hinatid sa house namin, hinatid sa bahay namin. I understand in other cities, in other barangays, pinapapunta yung COVID patient sa barangay hall to get this document. Sa amin, napakaswerte namin, hinatid sa bahay without me asking. Okay, ngayon, May 2, we are still waiting for the certificate of our daughter. Hindi pa dumating kasi take note, sa ibang barangay siya tines. Sa Balara siya tines, hindi sa Sikatuna. So there might be a lag there kasi hindi yan ginawa dito sa barangay namin. But on paper, tapos na yung namin, home quarantine namin. Ano pa, Dad, ang gusto mo i-share? So ngayon, tapos na yung home quarantine namin, tuloy lang yung namin dito, operations, we work, diba? The kids we take care of the kids, lahat. Hindi siya tumigil dahil I think number one, napakaswerte natin na positive tayo pero mild lang yung case namin. So ngayon, nandito kami sa tail end ng aming
So, basically, itong buong situation na to, siguro inisip nyo, ba't nyo sinishare, ba't nyo kinukwento? At the end of the day, it's very important, I repeat, it's very important for COVID survivors, COVID positive patients to share their COVID journey. Maybe hindi naman lang through, you don't have to make a vlog. You don't have to go through an interview. But you have to inform everyone in your circle, especially in
your
your
barangay
community.
officials, in
Yeah.
your family.
Number one is your barangay and of course with your family, your close circle. Bakit? Primarily because critical yon in battling this pandemic dahil kailangan ma-identify sino-sino, paano nangyari, sino pa yung nakasalamuha mo nung nakaramdam ka ng ganitong pangyayari, which to a certain extent kind of bothers us dahil hindi talaga namin alam kung paano nagka-COVID si Pia and our kids when in fact ako lang ang lumalabas sa bahay namin.
Oh, but you have to
Ever
take note
since.
na nag-grocery ako at ikaw. Hindi ka naman mag-isa nun eh. Nag-ano tayo, nag-grocery tayo sa Vertis North
Okay.
bago ka mag-birthday at dahil nag-ano ako, nag-load din ako namili ako ulit ng mga ingredients for my, yun nga, yung pandemic baby
Business
ko,
mo. Yeah, yeah.
food business ko, na tinitrace ko rin, baka nakuha ko doon kasi yung mga nag-order sa akin, di ba, magbubook sila ng Grab, tapos ako yung haharap doon sa Grab kuya. So, tinitrace namin eh. How did you get it? Kasi yung grocery, ang bilis lang natin. Pumunta tayo doon when it opened, di ba? 11, sabi, pasok tayo. In less than an hour, we were out. Ganun lang.
Kasi
So,
kung
inisip ko, hindi kaya nakuha ko dun
sa
sa
grocery.
mga nakakasalamuha ko na, hindi, yung ang iniisip ko, yung baka dun sa mga, delivery.
Yung
But
courier
I
services,
thought,
no? Oo.
oo, ito yung nakaka-depress for a lot of people. Yung nag-iisip ka, bakit ako nagka-COVID? No, hindi ko naman hiningi magka-COVID eh. I really thought that we were being careful. Oo, kasi 1 year na kami tayo naka-lockdown. Ano kami dito, alcohol, lahat yan, disinfect, pati yung mga kasambahay, nung pwede pang lumabas, kung pupunta sila dyan sa Save More, pagkabalik,
Mask sila, no?
mabilisan lang. Oh,
Ligo.
syempre, naka-mask, face shield, pagbalik, ligo. Same with us. Yung mga bata, hindi na nga lumalabas. We used to bike. Hindi na rin, matagal na rin tayo hindi nag-bike. We used to take the kids out to bike. Hindi na rin, napakatagal na nilang hindi nag-bike. So, it will really, mapaisip ka at maiinis ka. Totoo yan, maiinis ka sa sarili mo. Saan nakalusot? Parang gano'n. So, anong important dito through this whole ordeal? You really have to stay positive. Dapat pala malakas ka rin. Hindi lang malakas yung loob mo, malakas din yung yung mindset mo kumbaga, dito ka sa mindset na hindi ako magpapatalo. Alam mo 'yun? We move forward together kesa yung nagkukulong ka lang diyan, malungkot ka, nade-depress ka. And super thankful ako because family and friends really played a big role, 'di ba? Dad, pwede mo
Yeah.
i-share 'yun? Yung families natin, talagang, like, they keep on checking. And I think I also want to share na meron akong kapatid, may brother ako, si Jomi.
Doctor. Dr.
He's a
Jose.
dentist,
Yeah, Dr.
Dr.
Jose
Miguel
Miguel
Rivera.
Rivera.
He had COVID too. Nauna siya. March 31 siya nagkaroon. So, nung nag-positive kami, and when we were already feeling symptoms, back and forth kami, messages, nag-exchange notes kami. And, him being a dentist, malaking bagay yun na, he gave me that, yung perspective niya as a COVID, patient, and eventually COVID survivor,
Survivor.
di ba? So, malaking tulong yun. My dad, my titas, my cousins, your side of the family, our friends,
Yeah.
always checking on us. So, ang sinasabi namin dito is, ba't tayo mahihiya? Alam mo yun? Ako kasi, naniniwala ako na if you say or you share that information na, oy guys, ganito, pray for us. Di ba ganyan tayo? Uy, pray for us ha. Ganun kasi
Yeah.
may sakit kami.
Yeah.
O, di mas powerful yun, yung prayers.
Correct.
Medyo madami sila, di ba? Kaysa, ito talaga yung yung parang, yung may shame na parang, dahil nga COVID, nakakahiya. Meron talaga dyan, huwag mo sasabihin. Meron ganun eh. I don't understand. Marami, di ba?
Marami.
That's why I wanted to start this conversation na we should change our perspective on that. Kasi imbes na matulungan ka or tatanggap ka ng tulong, you isolate yourself. Hindi nakakabuti yun. And ano yun, matatalo ka. It's a mind game eh. Tama ba ako, Dad?
Yeah,
It's some
actually,
sort of mind game.
hindi mo rin maiwasan while it's ongoing, while we were going through this. Ang dami rin nating kaibigan na matay sa COVID.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
it's really gonna mess with your head
Mm-mm.
in that regard kasi kausap mo lang last week, patay
Mm-mm.
na. 'Di ba? Yung
Right.
I
And
mean,
they are not old. They're not
hindi sila matanda, hindi
hindi.
rin sila I mean, they're in our circle, nasa mga 40s, 50s,
50s,
40s, 50s tapos nakakagulat kasi nakasama mo lang nagbabike, nakita mo lang nakatrabaho mo pa a few weeks ago.
nakatrabaho mo, oo.
Oo, tapos biglang wala na. Same
Nakikita mo
no?
na lang. And
Oo,
it's true, no? Our Facebook feeds, tama yung sinasabi nila, parang naging
obituary.
obituaries.
Naging obituary
Rest
nga.
in peace.
Oo.
We will miss you.
Oo.
Nakakaano siya. Kung hindi ka malakas, it will pull you down eh. Kasi syempre, friends, these are friends.
Yeah.
Parents of friends, relatives of friends, nakikita mo eh. Syempre, affected ka kasi kakilala mo na,
Kakilala
these are
mo.
not numbers. They are not, numbers in a tally sa DOH. Kakilala mo sila. And even here in our village, may mga kakilala kami na talagang na-affect yung families nila with COVID. And I think for me, as a COVID survivor, I share ko lang yung perspective ko. Merong guilt. Meron. Bakit siya? He didn't make it. Bakit? Dahil wala siyang access to a doctor, or wala siya ng mga access sa gamot or attention. Parang hindi ko hindi ko una matanggap yun. They didn't make it. I'm still here. May guilt yun. Meron palang ganun na tinatawag survivor guilt. I didn't know that it existed, but it's there pala. Meron pala talagang ganun. And ang masakla pa dito, birthday ko yun, di ba, Dad? Alam mo yun, napaka-memorable ng birthday ko ng 2021 because may COVID ako. May COVID yung dalawa naming anak. Tapos news coming in sa phone ko na we have
Daddy ng kaibigan natin,
people
namatay,
that we
COVID.
know na kakilala namin na hindi sila straight.
Kaibigan natin.
Within a span of 12 hours on that day, on my birthday, na yan yung mga balita. So talagang, and then sa birthday ko, nakakatawa din na medyo surreal, di ba? Ang dami nagpadala ng food. Thank you sa lahat na nagpadala ng food. May cake pa ako na wala nga tayong balak mag-cake. And then sabi ng tita ko, uy, yung mga bata naman, dapat ma-feel naman na birthday mo, mag-cake ka naman. Ganun. Okay, so I had, how many cakes? 4 cakes, di ba? At 4 cakes. Ako, nandun ako, malayo ako, nandun ako, nakahiwalay ako sa kanila. And then Alfred made the kids sing. Parang marinig ko, sila na yung nag-blow ng candle for me. So I was being careful, but yun nga, katulad na sabi ko, if you live in a house with small kids, hindi talaga pwede yung isolation, na strict isolation. No? So I was very far from them, but nakaano ko and all. So it was so surreal. Masasabi ko, napaka-real, pero it'll remind you, ano ba yung purpose mo in life? Na, life is fleeting. don't wanna cry in our vlog. Kakat ba tayo?
For the views.
Sige, wag mo na lang i-cut. Nag-uusap na lang tayo dito. Ayoko umiyak, pero I really felt that na yung guilt, hindi ko maintindihan at masaya ako sa birthday ko eh. Sobra ako affected dun sa news na sorry. Sobra affected dun sa news na may mga kakilala ko na, you know, they didn't make it. And then while this was happening, my lola passed away. Not COVID, not because of COVID. You know, she was battling cancer for many years. But so imagine yung emotions, diba? Masaya ako na gumagaling ako, lumalakas ako, nararamdaman ko yun eh, lumalakas ako eh. Pero people around me were, sorry, ngayon lang ako umiyak. Buong ano na to, buong ordeal namin na to. Totoo yan. I was always, you know, trying to calm myself down. Oh. I felt so guilty. Sabi ko nga dun sa, na-share ko dun sa tita ko. She's in the States, Tita Louie. I told her, I feel so guilty. People I know, friends, they didn't make it. I'm still here. Parang, so may nawala ng tatay. May nawala ng, diba? May nawala ng asawa. Ako lumalakas ako. Yung mga anak ko, nakikita ko gumagaling sila. Nobody else had COVID. Yung mother-in-law ko, na-secure namin. Hindi kami naulila. Alam mo yun, nandito pa rin kami. So, grabe yung guilt. And then I'm gonna post the link. My tita shared, it's called Surrender Novena. Yung prayer of surrender. Ipopost ko yan kasi napaka-powerful niya, napaka-meaningful niya na abot ka na sa point na parang, God, ikaw na bahala sa amin. Alam mo yun, we'll do our best. We'll do our best to stay healthy, you know, get well, protect our family, lahat yun. Gagawin mo yun eh kasi mahal mo yung pamilya mo eh, di ba? Pero sa huli, siya lang talaga eh, you know, hindi mo siya makontrol. So you surrender everything. As you can see, it's still, you know, it's still very raw. Sinare ko yun kay Alfred eh. Tapos umiyak siya, sabi niya, ayaw kita mamatay. Tapos sabi ko, hindi siya ako mamamatay kasi lumalakas nga ako eh. Gumagaling na ako eh. You know, like, you're not gonna lose me sa kanya. So don't get sick because, you know, I don't know what to do if you're not here. I wouldn't know what to do pag nawala ka. So, yun. So, nung shinare ng tita ko yung, yung prayer of surrender, sabi ko, you know, I will live out my life's purpose. Kung ano man yun, lahat tayo may purpose, di ba, in life. So, hanapin natin yun. Napakaswerte natin that we're still here. Di ba? Totoo to, yung COVID, totoo to eh. Dati parang napaka-abstract lang niya because you just see it on TV sa ibang bansa or you just see it on TV dahil, you know, yung DOH. Pag hindi siya umabot sa iyo or sa family mo or kakilala mo, you wouldn't understand it. I really want to commend yung namin,
barangay officials.
Barangay, yung buong team ni Barangay Captain Annabella Coracho. You know, sa totoo lang, you know, sila, undermanned. You know, they don't overworked. They don't get paid a lot. And these people have families to come home to. Exposed din sila to the risk of having COVID. Pero nandyan sila every day. Alam mo, dito paikot-ikot yung ano namin, yung mobile, di ba? Si Kagawad Alex, what's
Cordero.
his, Cordero, nag-a-announce siya, nagre-remind sa mga tao, wear your, magsuot kayo ng
Mass.
mask, shield. Kung hindi importante ang lakad
Okay,
nyo, wag na kayo
lalabas.
lalabas. All that, it helps yung sa pag-educate. Kasi feeling ko, ewan ko, hindi ko alam, kulang ba sa pag-intindi ng mga tao? What is it? What is it? Or siguro talagang ano ba to? Lockdown fatigue, siguro. Because we have to work, we have to put food on the table, so we need to go out there. Wala tayong choice. A lot of people, and we're really lucky. Sobra kami lucky na hindi yung namin, sitwasyon namin, hindi kami, sorry ha, pero yung term na isang kahig, isang tuka, doon ko talaga na-feel na parang grabe, talagang paswerte. And we have people supporting us, diba? Especially from within the family. Na-appreciate ko yung style ng dad ko na, pag nag-uusap kami, doktor siya. Dr. Rivera.
Hindi siya
Very,
dad.
direct to the point. Kinakamusta niya ako, oo naman. Pero, pag nagbibigay siya ng instructions, direct to the point. No, hindi siya nagpapanik, ganyan. And maganda yun na meron nag-advise sa'yo na gano'n kasi hindi ka na-rattle. Ito yung gagawin natin step by step by step. So, ano itong sasabihin mo? I'm just glad to be here. At yung cases namin na mild lang. Kasi sa totoo lang, napakaraming tao ang affected nito. Actually, buong mundo nga affected eh. And a lot of our loved ones, suffer from it. Or mga kakilala ng natin, ng friends natin within their own families. So I don't really know when, hindi natin alam kailan tayo mag-e-end eh. Dad, what do you think? Ano take mo dito?
Well, matagal pa to. If you watched some of the first few videos that we did for COVID, this is the second video that we did. The first one was an interview with my development studies professor, Dr. Leland de la Cruz. He did mention that ang makakasugpo lang kasi nito is effective contact tracing and very good vaccination program. And wala pang sapat na supply para matustusan yung demand na 220 million vaccine sa Pilipinas this year. Malabo yun. Hindi pa darating this year yun. So,
Right.
baka kung dumating, well and good. Pero right now, less than 3 million doses pa lang dumarating sa Pilipinas.
Ilan tayo sa Pilipinas? What are the
110
numbers?
million tayo. 110
Right.
million tayo sa
110
Pilipinas. So, optimistically speaking, by first quarter of next year pa magkakaroon ng supply na sapat, no? In order for the majority of the population to be vaccinated. Pangalawa,
and there are people who don't want to be vaccinated.
kahit na may bakuna
They are
na,
afraid
natatakot magpabakuna. So,
right.
kahit na may supply ng bakuna, kaya nga please yung mga nalalapit sa mga vaccination centers, magpabakuna na kayo. Kung natatakot kayo magpabakuna, feeling nyo may sintomas kayo, ganito, simple lang naman kung feeling nyo may COVID kayo, magpa-test na kayo kaagad. Pag nag-negative kayo, magpabakuna na kayo kaagad. Yun yung best, no?
And also, if you start showing symptoms,
ipagbigay nyo, alam nyo na kagad sa barangay.
Kunyari hindi pa kayo natitest, sabihin natin hindi ka pa natitest. Pero ka na, mag-isolate ka na, di ba? Ka na, extra precaution ka na sa bahay nyo, ganyan.
Actually, ang mahirap nga dito is paano nga nabanggit mo isang kahig, isang tuka, or yung mga less fortunate brothers and sisters natin or people in the
because
urban poor.
Ito ang reality ng karamihan ng
mamamayang
mga Pilipino. Aminin na natin, Dad.
Yeah. So, ganito lang kasimple yon. Kung hindi sila, unang-una, kung hindi sila mababakunahan dahil wala pang ang bakuna, tapos may sintomas sila, pero syempre, hindi naman sila hihinto magtrabaho dahil kailangan nila magtrabaho. Simple lang naman ang isipin ng isang taong may COVID na breadwinner Paano to, 'di ba? Saan ako mamamatay? Sa COVID o sa gutom? 'Di ba? Ipakikipagsapalaran ko na magtrabaho ko kahit na may COVID ako or magka-COVID ako kaysa mamatay kami sa gutom.
Right.
Ano yung core, ano yung basic? Unang-una dapat magkaroon ng pasilidad kung saan puwedeng pumunta na do'n yung mga asymptomatic at COVID positive patients tapos
Right.
makapagbigay na ng ayuda, totoong ayuda para sa pamilya ng mga COVID positive patients na indigent. Kumbaga kung urban poor naman talaga, kung talagang makikita naman sa profile, na talagang walang kapasidad dahil nga breadwinner yung nagka-COVID, tustusan na. Bigyan na ng sapat na na
Support.
ayuda, totoong
Mm.
ayuda. Para hindi unang-una, hindi na mag-alala yung pasyente. Kasi alam nyo, yung COVID, it's a very mental, it's a very psychological battle Kasi in-isolate ka na nga, iisipin mo pa paano mabubuhay yung pamilya ko. Talagang medyo mababa yung survival rate ng mga ganun tao. So, sabi ko nga sa professor kay Dr. Leland, sir, kaya ba natin gawin yun? Alam nyo, at the end of the day, para sa mga kung may nakikinig ditong government official, mapa-LGU or national government, at the end of the day, mas mahal pa rin mag-lockdown kaysa
Mm.
bumuo ng isang COVID facility. Hindi COVID facility na pang photo op lang yung totoong COVID facility. Maayos, maaliwalas, may pagkain, may oxygen tank, may gamot, may mga doktor, may mga healthcare workers na maalam na pupuntahan talaga as much as possible nga kung masasabi lang natin mas maganda pa dapat kunyari urban poor mas maganda pa dapat kaysa sa tirahan nila kaysa sa bahay nila para maengganyo sila. Tapos bukod dun, ma-identify naman kung ano yung pamilya kung sino yung pamilya. Again, sabihin, kukurakutan lang ng mga government officials. Hindi na natin masasagot yung tanong na yun. Pero kung gusto talaga
Mm.
may paraan. Ngayon, dahil wala naman na nagtitiwala sa national government, 'di ba? Marami na naiinis na sa national government. May iba rin na LGU na hindi maayos. I don't want this to be a political thing, pero a direct approach would be to provide the information sa LGU. Tapos, marami rin namang mga tao na gustong tumulong, na may kakayanan tumulong pero hindi alam kung paano tutulong. And that's where the citizenry, saan yung mga mamamayang Pilipino, tayo, yung totoong sense of bayanihan. Ano ba yung bayanihan?
Mm.
A direct translation of bayanihan would be volunteerism. Alam nyo, sa ibang bansa, napaka-natural niyan, no? Yung volunteerism kasi paying it forward is a natural thing. So makatulong, so makipagkapwa-tao. Dito sa atin, unfortunately, maganda pakinggan sa salita pero medyo nawawala na ngayon, no? Yung kaya sana manumbalik at nakikita ko naman, natutuwa nga
Meron.
ako, bumabalik
Meron.
na in the
Oo.
form of the community pantries na lang, no?
Oo.
That's out of sheer volunteerism. Pero paano pa? May iba pang paraan. Ano pa yung paraan? You could magsimula na lang tayo dun sa volunteering the information that you have at hand. Huwag na kayong mahiya. Ito movement namin, hindi movement. Pia and I have agreed na we're really going to focus a lot of our attention and resources into creating content of COVID positive survivors. That's one. Because we want to break the COVID stigma.
Stigma. Oo. The
Diba?
shame
And
around it.
COVID shame and COVID stigma. Kasi it's not
Right.
helping. No? So,
Mm. Baka nga naisip ko marami siguro they don't survive COVID or yung mga simptomas ng COVID kasi they choose to suffer in peace,
correct.
quietly,
Oh,
alone. Dahil doon sa shame of,
having
matatag
COVID.
sila as,
Yeah.
yan, may COVID yan, umubo, anong COVID yan, yung mga ganun, di
Correct,
ba?
correct.
So, ako as the patient, I mean, I was observing our kids, sila, very positive sila. Siguro kasi bata they're
Malakas yung katawan.
very carefree, tsaka
Yeah.
malakas yung katawan. I am luckily, I have no comorbidities. I'm healthy. I'm 44, but I have no comorbidities. Wala akong mga tinitake na maintenance meds, wala. So, lucky ako dun sa aspetong yun. Which leads us to, napaka-importante na healthy ka. Yung,
Correct.
yung katawan mo, tsaka yung pag-iisip mo. Kasi, yung corny, di ba? Health is wealth. Totoo yun,
Ito yun.
guys corny man pakinggan, totoo yun, health is wealth. Pag wala kang health, talo ka.
Ano
Di ba?
makikita? Ganun lang naman yun.
hindi mo ma-support yung family mo. So, corny man pakinggan, health is wealth. And na na feel ko yun na yung first weapon mo is your body, your immune system. Yun ang panlaban mo. Kasi magkikick in naman yung yung dapat mag-kick in at malabanan ng katawan mo, yung virus. Di ba? Yun yung concept dun eh. At some don't survive it. So, maganda siguro ituro na, yung health and wellness. I-push pa natin yun. And then there is I'd also like to share the memo from the DOH, yung April 5 memo na tungkol sa kasi ito part pa rin to nung stigma eh. There's no need for you to be retested because the RT-PCR test is very sensitive na it picks up even the residual or dead COVID cells
Correct.
sa katawan mo. So ako gumaling na ako. I feel good, back in fighting form. Pero malamang sa malamang, sinabi rin sa akin ng contact tracer, ma'am, huwag kayo magpaparitest kasi magpa-positive ka. Kasi meron pang yun nga, ang explanation niya, meron pang COVID cells sa katawan mo, pero hindi na sila contagious, hindi na sila nakakahawa, but they are there. So, pag nagpa-retest ka, you will test positive. Na nangyari sa brother ko, bakit siya nagpa-retest? Kasi ang case naman niya, gusto niya mag-reopen nung clinic niya. So, paano maiengganyo yung mga patients bumalik sa kanya kung alam nila, narinig nila na, di ba si Doc nagka-COVID yan? And mababa yung income niya for the duration of time na may sakit siya at nagpapagaling siya. So he wanted that negative test
result. Yeah.
Bakit? For patient confidence. And I'm sharing this story with his permission kasi ito yung mga stories behind the cases. May mga lives involved dito eh. May mga livelihood at mga personal stories involved. So siya, dentist siya. Kaya gusto niya mag-reopen. Gusto niya magtrabaho ulit. Magaling na siya. Pero nag-positive siya dun sa retest. Paano siya mag-gain ng patient confidence? Sabi si Doc pala may COVID pa rin. Nag-positive pa rin, no? Lumabas na nga yung DOH memo and there is, they even made some infographic materials na ipopost din natin yung link down below para ma-inform kayo that yung tungkol do sa whole concept of hindi mo kailangan magpa-retest after. Ang sabi nga ng dad ko, ang important dito, titingnan natin yung pasyente. Is she or he getting well? Lumakalakas ba siya? Or nagdi-deteriorate siya? Humihina siya. Dumadami yung symptoms niya. Kahit na natapos na niya yung 14-day prescribed home quarantine. Ang titingnan mo, yung patient, yung tao, hindi yung positive or negative. Diba? So, sa case namin dito sa bahay, gumaling kami. So, pag nagpa-retest ako, sabi, no DILG nga eh, magpa-positive ako eh. So, ibig sabihin nun, and this will really, parang you'll feel torn kasi, yung ibang tao gusto malaman kung meron pa ako or wala. Halimbawa, yung sa brother ko, work, di ba? Pero mahal
magpa-RT-PCR.
Mahal magpa-RT-PCR dito sa bahay, papapuntahin mo kasi may fear nga, baka mahawa ako doon pag pumunta ako doon sa sa testing center na yun. So, yung budget na gagamitin ko, shucks, ang laki. Diba? And sa panahon ngayon, ito totoo to, we really have to be conservative with our spending. Hindi pwede lahat na nakita mo, add to cart, bili ka ng bili ganyan. No. Hindi important yan, yung mga shopping mo. Okay lang, as a treat, fine, sige, naiintindihan ko yan. Pero ang important ngayon is magpalakas tayo, healthy tayo, that we get out of this alive. Yun yung sinasabi ko sa buong bahay namin, kahit sa mga kasambahay. Ang important sa akin dito, sama-sama tayo, magiging tayo, we'll get out of this, we'll rise above this, na wala tayong casualty. Yan yung sinasabi ko yan. Paulit-ulit ako. Because important yun. Life is life is beautiful, di ba? Pag kinuha na yan sa'yo, the end,
Abay na.
bye-bye. Oh, end of story. Okay, tapos na. So, pag-ingatan natin yan and yun, live your best life. And ang isa pang natutunan ko ditong lesson is napaka-important yun, yun to be authentic, to speak your truth, di ba? To
Yep.
speak your truth and yung values mo as a person, yung values ng family mo, doon ka huhugot ng ng
Lakas.
lakas eh. For me yun, being authentically living your best life. Kasi di naman natin alam when, our life will end. Could be from COVID or nasagasaan ka ng truck sa daan. We don't know. It can be as random as that. Di ba? Hindi natin alam. Pero while we're here, galingan na natin. Di ba? Do good. Di ba? Be kind. Galingan mo na. Kasi one life to live lang naman tayo eh. Di ba?
Yep.
Yan ang mga lessons ko dito sa ating COVID journey. Oh my gosh, my first time to cry on cam. Guys, sorry, pero kailangan ko talaga siyang ilabas eh. Kasi hindi ko siya nailabas. Kasi yung day ng birthday ko, syempre, masaya ako. Birthday ko yun eh. And we were getting well, ganyan. And of course, I wanted to show my kids na masaya si mommy kasi birthday niya. We had a party, maliit na party to. Napakaraming mga kamag-anak at kaibigan nagpadala ng food
Kain.
all throughout our home quarantine. Ang dami nagde-deliver na gifts, lahat fruits, ganyan. So we really felt so loved.
Loved.
Pero, yun nga, nalulungkot ako for those who lost a husband, a father, a mommy, a sister,
Alola.
nakakalungkot talaga. A lola, ganyan. Nakakalungkot kasi, hindi pa nila siguro, hindi sila handa. And the whole COVID, protocol says, hindi mo sila pwedeng lapitan, di ba? Doon sila sa hospital, naka-isolate. Or kung kunyari, namatay sila, kailangan agad
Cremate.
i-cremate. There's no parang time to say goodbye. Wala. Grieving is like, sa Zoom na lang kayo mag-grieve, alam mo yun, parang ganon. So, mabigat siya. At kailangan talaga natin magpakatatag. This is not going to end soon. And we see it in the news, diba? In all other countries, pinagdadaanan ng, like right now, India, ganyan. May kita mo naman sa news. So, be informed and arm yourself with information. Hindi mga fake news, And palakasin mo yung katawan mo, yung palakasin mo yung self mo. Feed yourself, nourish your body and your mind. Those are the lessons that na pwede kong i-share sa inyo. Hopefully magamit niyo yun sa personal journeys niyo. At sana hindi niyo ma-experience yung na-experience namin kasi hindi siya, although mild lang yung case namin, pero hindi siya okay. Alam mo yun, to be sick. It doesn't feel good to be sick. But I'm lucky na malakas ako yung katawan ko, malakas ako. Gagarden na nga ako pinapagalitan ako ni Alfred. But I was feeling stronger. At nagpapasalamat ako na bless ako with that. So, Dad, ikaw na end ng program natin.
Well, definitely.
Meron ka pang ma-share?
Oh, hindi OA yung hindi OA hindi OA yung matakot ka. Matatakot ka talaga baka mamatay yung asawa mo, mamatay
But you shouldn't
nanay.
live in fear.
Correct, because sabi nga, 'di ba, if you fear and love does not exist, no. If there's one thing that if there's a silver lining in this whole ordeal that we went through as a family, I think that really brought us closer to God. Hindi hindi mapagkakaila yun kasi I think minsan mayabang ang tao pagka walang problema mayabang, nakakalimutan ang Diyos, 'di ba? Pero pagka napaalalahanan 'Di ba? Wala ka namang ibang makakapitan kundi siya lang. So, don't underestimate the power of prayer.
Yes.
Aside from uh, uh, reaching out to people, don't hesitate to
Mm-mm.
ask for help
Mm-mm.
from friends and family.
Yes.
And that's really very overwhelming, the kind of love and support. I mean, for some of our friends that we didn't advise anymore of our situation, pasensya na. I mean, we really don't want to bother people also, but for our friends na nakaalam, and grabe yung support. Thank you very much for all of your prayers, and
Yes. We
lahat ng
really
support
felt the
na,
prayers working, no, and making
yeah,
us stronger.
yeah,
Yung nagbabasa kami, ganyan, uy,
mm,
si, ano, says like that.
yeah,
Nakakatulong siya.
yeah,
I think kailangan natin yun, ano, i-highlight eh. And the
yes,
more people praying for you, the more people supporting you, the more people that you reach out to, ikaw as the, or yung family going through this, or ikaw as the patient, you'll ano, feel stronger eh. Kasi alam
yeah.
mo na, wow, so many people are praying for me.
Rooting for
Important
us,
yun.
'di ba?
Important
Oo.
yun for the patient, I think. Nakakatulong
The
yun
whole
sa kanila.
family
Oo, the whole
actually. The
family.
whole
You know, I'm
family.
saying from my point of view, from the patient's point of view. Kasi, you know, alam mo, aware ka na, oh, they're praying for me, di ba? Yung mga messages, ang laking bagay nun, yung mababasa. May mga messages or a quick phone call, ganyan. Sobrang ano siya, nakakatulong siya. So, that's why I really want to, you know, share our story para matanggal yun yung ano yung nakakahiya or ganyan, yung
Yeah.
stigma surrounding ano COVID.
Tsaka I have to mention lang din, nakakatuwa, napaka-creative na rin ng mga tao, 'no? Ngayon, yung mga tao, they don't just send messages. Although sobrang thank you for people who send messages, pero nakakatuwa. I mean, kung hindi niyo rin gustong makaabala, 'di ba? Or I think yung mga voice messages, 'di ba? Pwede naman mag-record ng voice, padala ng voice messages through Messenger or even Viber, and then video messages. If you have
Mm.
friends and family na may COVID, and send them video messages, send them video greetings, or even just sound recordings, voice messages. It really helps a lot, no, aside from prayer. But of course, I think that's really one of the biggest also, yung prayer, no, praying for people who are inflicted with this dreaded disease. And it's really something that it's real. We really want to send that message across. No, it's
Mm.
real. Don't let your guards down. Leave only if it's absolutely necessary.
Mm.
And
Be extra careful
yeah,
and you know, take care of your ano of your health and well-being, magpalakas kayo and you know, focus on what's really important, yung mga extras. No? Tsaka na natin, I know we all miss going out, seeing our friends, hanging out, going to the mall. Lahat yan, mga vacation, travel. Yes, nami-miss natin yan. Pero one thing that the pandemic has taught us and is still teaching us is that you don't need much, di ba? So focus on the essentials and sometimes you really need to adjust eh. Ganun talaga. You need to adjust, you need to sacrifice. Pero hindi naman 'yun natatapos doon. Kumbaga, there will be brighter days ahead of us and I believe
yes,
that. I
yes.
I, I really believe that. For
I
this whole country, for this whole world, if we all work together, as in kung maging disciplined tayo and like we really arm ourselves with the correct information. And I really hope na yung natin, mga government officials natin, mag-focus sila sa pagtulong dun sa mga nila, constituents sila, sa mga bumoto sa kanila, imbis na mamulitika, di ba? Yun ang aking wish for the
yeah,
Philippines. Kasi mahal na mahal ko ang Philippines, pero naiinis ako with the way it's being run.
yeah.
And, I'm just one person. And we're two people, di ba? Na parang, ano bang pwede namin gawin? Hindi naman kami government official, hindi naman kami nakaupo sa pwesto. So, we find ways to help. I think important yun. Kung kayo, may kapasidad kayong tumulong dun sa mga, less fortunate. You don't have to look far. You don't have to look far.
Yeah.
Marami yan sa
Community na
communities
lang.
natin. Oo.
In your community, in your barangay, in your
Yes.
locality. That's one. And take stock of what you have, take stock of your talents. Kami, we this is one way we're trying to help. We're communicating this message. You know,
Yes. We're sharing our
information. Yeah,
story.
information is very valuable. Of course, due diligence. Make sure you get your facts straight before you share anything. With our sharing today, it's really more of a narrative of our account, what happened to us
It's
during
very personal
it's
for
very
us because
personal, and I hope somehow it also helped. Those little things that a lot of people are taking for granted. Like ako kasi, I'm very affectionate. I'm very warm to my wife and my children. Uh, so nung nagka-COVID dito sa bahay, it was very punishing for
mm-mm,
me not to hold my
hug,
wife,
oo,
not even to hold
cuddle,
hands, cuddle or
oo,
hug or kiss my wife and my children.
oo,
Ang hirap,
oo.
ang
And then our
hirap
youngest, 'di ba? Our youngest didn't sleep
s- with
with
us.
us. Oo.
So talagang matindi yung pinagdaanan namin, no? In that
Yung
regard,
yung
no?
feelings talaga, yung emotions talaga come
Yeah.
into play.
Yeah.
Talagang matitest yun, 'di ba? Kaya
Mm.
meron tayong, we always say, we have to adjust din. Ine-explain namin sa mga bata. Si Alfred, ayaw niya umalis dun sa room namin kasi nga binabantayan niya ako. I would sleep with my mask on. Naka-mask ako matulog. Meron kaming air, ano dyan, ano tawag doon?
Purifier.
Purifier.
Yeah.
Sa side ko, sa side niya.
Yeah.
Bukas yung sliding door namin.
Big
Lahat yun.
windows.
Oo.
Yeah. Wala, hindi kami nag-aircon during the whole,
Oo.
up to now, hindi pa rin
Oh.
kami kahit ang
Can,
init na,
oo.
hindi kami nag-aircon kasi
Can I blame him for not wanting to? Pwede na siya actually mag-isolate. Pwede ka pala actually dito na lang mag-isolate sa studio, pero sabi niya hindi. Hindi.
hindi ako
So,
nag,
I'm
oo.
sure this happens to, even other families, di ba? Yung partner, yung wife or yung husband, if the partner is inflicted with, COVID, yung partner nagsistay doon para alagaan siya, tantayan siya. And then, baka, we knew that there is a risk na baka mahawa siya, although nag-negative na siya, pero can I fault my husband for not wanting to isolate dito sa office na nandun lang naman sa baba, di ba? Kasi we are humans eh. I think yun yung important na malaman natin dito sa buong story ng COVID na pinagdadaanan ng buong mundo. Hindi naman tayo mga mga lab rats, 'di ba? Na parang tinetesting tayo, go here, mag-isolate ka dito. Hindi ganoon 'yun eh. There are relationships, 'di ba? In the house, husband wife, 'di ba? Yung anak mo, yung ano mo, parents mo, 'di ba? Yung relationship mo din sa staff mo. Hindi in ano siya eh, it really will test your faith. I'm not talking about religion kasi kahit anong namang religion tinatamaan ng COVID. So yung faith mo talaga at yung I think yung desire mo to live and to get well, yun yung mga matitest sa'yo. So dapat talaga you stay centered, you stay focused. Napaka-important yun that you get that support from your partner, from your family, from your friends, from the community. Napaka-important nun talaga. Ako I'm really hats off ako dun sa namin sa barangay namin. And I'm sure many other barangays are like that too. Talaga dito makikita yung bayanihan talaga, 'di ba? Na you work with whatever you have kahit maliit lang yung budget. Maliit yung budget, 'di ba? Pero you make use of what you have. So sana ma-replicate natin 'yon at ma-multiply 'yon at marami pa tayong matulungan even if we are not government officials, even if we're not millionaires or billionaires, do your part, kumbaga, do your part. Yun ang masasabi ko.
Okay. So I'd like to thank everyone who's watched this. I just hope that you got some stuff out of it. I hope we were able to share information with you guys. Ultimately, we all just want to be happy. We all want to live, be happy, and help out in whatever way we can through communicating valuable messages. And hopefully, we inspire you to move into action, into helping other people, paying it forward. We'd also take like to thank this the opportunity to thank everyone, all of our friends and family who sent us a line, messages, a lot of prayers, and a lot of food. Don't hesitate. Again, don't hesitate to ask for help, and don't be ashamed to accept help also.
Mm-mm.
It's really it really eases the burden, especially during these trying times.
Correct, correct.
And apart from that, never give up. No, again, I'd like to say it again. Never estimate the power of prayer, the power of relationships. No, that you've nurtured, and uh, wag patabayin niyo yung utak niyo, no. It's there's
Mm,
still a lot to learn with this disease. It's no joke,
mm-mm.
it's not a joke. Wag niyo nang hintayin na umabot sa pamilya niyo or sa household niyo. Yun lang yung yun lang talaga yung magagawa natin, mag-ingat, uh, at
Stay informed.
oo, oo. And stay healthy,
Mm.
no.
Stay healthy. Yeah,
Yeah, four pillars of health: mind, body, spirit, diba? Sleep.
right.
So,
If one is fractured,
tatamaan lahat
you know,
yun.
uh
Quick run through, 'di ba? Matulog kayo ng 6 to 8 hours a day. Kumain kayo ng wasto. Mag-exercise kayo. Oo.
lessen your sugar,
Oo, yun.
mga junk food. Okay lang
Mm.
yan as treats, but not every day.
Yeah.
Uh, Try to eat wholesome foods, yung wala masyadong mga preservatives. Try to cook your own food
Yeah.
at home,
Yeah.
safer, di ba?
Yeah. And lastly, have a sound mind. Meditate if you can. There are a lot of apps online. There are a lot of apps on the phone. Meditate because it really helps also give your mind peace. No?
And also, Dad, don't forget to mention, di ba, yung if you have a core group or friends, and, you can regularly meet up with, just
Yes.
to share. Oo, kasi important yun na,
Yeah. Reach out.
okay, we are on lockdown, di ba, naka-isolate tayo, bawal tayo lahat lumabas. Pero, pwede ka pa rin naman, to nurture relationships with your friends na
Yeah.
hindi mo nakikita in person, di ba? But, online, ang daming mga ngayon, ang daming ways, di ba, to stay connected. I
Correct.
think yun yung important dito through it all is to stay connected. Please do not isolate yourself.
No, no, don't do that.
Don't,
Yeah.
because you will drown. I'm really saying that. You will drown. Don't just reach out and you're talking, kaya mga
Yeah.
ganyan. Um, Ganun lang. I guess yun. Don't isolate yourself. Reach
Yeah.
out. Don't be ashamed to ask for help.
Yeah. And last but not the least, if you would like to share your COVID story,
Yes.
if you want to share it with a lot of people, or if you need help with assistance, or don't hesitate to reach out to us. Just contact me on Facebook, Alfred Mendoza. My account is public. Send me a message, and then we could produce some content like this, your own COVID
Mm-mm.
sharing.
Yes.
We'll
Let's
take
start
time
a
out.
conversation.
Yeah, we'll take time out to listen to your story, and if there's any way we can help, just reach out to us. And if there are people who are savvy in social media, reach out to your barangays to set up accounts that will help the barangay stay informed with the situation in your locality. We'll try to come up with content in order to set that up also. So stay tuned. Anything else, Mom?
Wala na, I think.
Thank you
Ang
very
dami na
much.
namin ang
Yeah.
dami natin
Thank you very
discuss, and
much. Yeah, for sharing.
this is just a start of, the many conversations that we can have
Yeah.
about what we're going through.
Yeah.
Sanga-sanga to eh. It's not just COVID, it's,
Yeah.
mental health. Marami,
Yes.
because, and we really need to, important yun for, especially for us humans, to connect.
Yes.
And this is the time, uh, that, technology's there, let's
Correct.
use it well.
Yes.
Diba?
Indeed.
So, yun
Yeah.
lang. I'll see you guys soon. Thank
Yeah.
you
So
for this time.
yeah, for those of you who are new to the channel, Alfred and Pia, we're gonna be releasing this in Alfred and Pia, um, and we're going to release it also in the Tridias Facebook page.
Mm-mm.
Um, I think we're also going to release it also in our own individual personal accounts. Uh, Thank you very much for watching. Please do
Yes.
subscribe to
Uh-uh.
Alfred and Pia, and
Click the bell button,
yeah, and
like and subscribe,
yeah,
and
like and
please,
subscribe.
if you like this video, if feeling nyo may nakuha kayong lesson, or yung lesson from our personal story, please share it.
Yeah,
Share it, and para maraming tao na makarinig, na
yeah,
hindi nakakahiya humingi ng tulong,
correct.
at tumanggap ng tulong, at yung COVID hindi siya dapat katakutan or ikahiya. So please share the video
Yeah,
if you like our content.
yeah.
And yeah, we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
God bless everyone.